Thank you for joining us today. My name is Matt Maris from Rogers Benefit Group. I am the regional manager for the Midwest region. And with me today, I have Drew Hebden, the Midwest Technology Director. We are going to have a conversation here today about our updated technology for 2021, which includes our rating hub, which will handle all of the 2 to 50 rating systems for all the carriers that are in your marketplace by region. We'll also talk about our enrollment system that's been updated with UBenefit, which also acts as a Ben admin system. So again, today is a conversation with myself and Drew Hebden, and we'll jump right in. Thanks for joining, Drew.
Good to be here. I'm going to keep it high level. We recorded this earlier, and it was a 27-minute video. So we're just so excited about what we've got that I wanted to tell you everything about it. Instead, we're going to hit the high points, and happy to talk one-on-one and walk you through things as need be. My name is Drew Hebden. I've been in the insurance business about 12 years, and the last 2.5 years or so with Rogers Benefit Group and developing some of these technologies. And as Matt said, we're real excited to have all these work together to help you manage the hectic times of the year, notably the fourth quarter. So with that, I'm going to jump right in. These first handful of slides are going to be my view there we go. As I log into the rating hub, I have connectivity with our CRM system, our Salesforce on the back end. So I can really just enter a group's name and the information loads here and I can get started. So I've run several tests and several in a live environment, and you'll see little snippets of a lot of those. I'm going to use a laser pointer through here. Matt, can you see that laser pointer?
I can see that. Yeah, that laser pointer is great. Thank you for that. And again, just to keep the conversation going here, Drew, one thing I did not mention that I need to is the idea behind this whole system is not only to quote your groups and help you with underwriting and administration on an ongoing basis, but also to help you as your groups come up for renewal each year. So what Drew is showing you here, he shows you how to create a group and then how he's going to quote the group for you, and or you would quote your own group ultimately if you would like to. This is going to be a nice tool for you to organize all your business in that 2 to 50 space. Thanks for bringing that up, Drew.
Yeah, you bet. So when I get a request from an agent, it's either, hey, I've got this current group and we want to look at other community rated options, to start off with, or this is a group that I'd like to present to. They have coverage with another agent, or this group's never had coverage, and let's take a look at what they can get on a guaranteed basis. So we like to start right here with the ACA community rates, and our rating hub has all of those loaded in there. We'll also mention, and you'll see this coming up here soon, that we've got base rates loaded for level funded programs, and also dental and vision plans and rates will be a part of this as well. So when I start a group here, I have just a little bit of information, again, pulling most of this from our Salesforce management system, and I go over to the census. Just like any other system, we're going to put a census in here. This allows me to either download a census and put it in exactly how it knows to look at it. But what's really neat about the system, we can put in almost any format and just drag and drop it in this box here, and it'll extract the information and we review it on this next page, and you'll see what that is. Or let's say I just want to enter a couple people manually, I can do it that way. Either way, I've got the census here. I can make sure that it's all correct, and we'll see that later on the output as well. Once I have the census input, I really just have this dashboard of activities. So you'll see that I can put in current plans, renewal plans. We'll see those screens here in just a second. If it's a virgin group, we can really just skip by those. new plans we'll choose from, and then we can put together spreadsheets, and we'll see the side-by-side comparisons, all that to come here. So this is the proposal builder. If we look at current plans, I would pull from these plans. Now keep in mind, these are ones that would have been quoted a year ago. So they're in here, the plan designs are there. Similarly, the renewal plans are in here, and we can put those up next to each other. Again, not necessary, but it's a nice look. The real sizzle of this system, I believe, is when we look at these new plans. And in this section here, we've got carriers, and I've got a scroll here, a bunch of carriers, all the carriers that have available plans in the region that we've entered here. And then we've got plan types, and I'm going to come back to this here in just a minute. They've got it divided up into some of their own subdivisions, but we can also set up favorites and put our own groupings to that. We can divide it by metallic tier. We only want to show them one particular tier. And then we have these slider bars. If an agent asks me, hey, Drew, I only want to see deductibles between $3,500 and $4,000. This slider bar, I can make sure that I'm only showing plans that meet that requirement. Co-insurance amounts, we want to keep it, say, under a certain employee premium or a total group premium. Here, I can just toggle between age and composite rates. So if we know that the age or composite rates are available for a particular group size, we can make that change there. Another toggle button here for group contribution. I don't need to know all this information right up front, but it's nice and it'll show up on the output for more information that we display. And then I can scroll down and see just all the plans available here.
So Drew, as you're getting into the favorite plans here, I just had a quick question. So when a broker asks you for certain plan designs like they normally do, and to reiterate, the quote process we have today is very similar to what Drew is showing you. It's just we're pulling data from the carrier sites. What this is allowing us to do is pull the same data from the carrier sites through our quote engine and organize it like Drew is showing you, with deductible ranges, premium ranges, and creating a nice spreadsheet opportunity like you're going to see. And I'll let you keep going because I know you're on the favorite plans section, and that's cool.
Right. Yeah. So many times agents will say, hey, here's the renewal, but I'm really looking for this particular carrier and show me these 4 plans. And they give me the plan codes, and I'll pull them out here just like I would from the carrier website, but we can organize it however we want. So this is a way that I can build favorites. I can do it medical, dental, vision. If I want to divide it really any way I want to. If it's just some of the plans that I'm used to selling with other groups and I'm comfortable with, that's a great way. You can label them however you want, and they'll show up in those plan types that I showed you earlier, kind of in this area. So here's where medical is, but dental, you see there's, if you've done any quoting, there's a slew of plans there, and to show 130 plans is really unrealistic. So some favorites.
Right. So if you had your 5 favorite plans on here, you could organize them like, hey, I have 3 favorite medical plans I always sell, these 10 dental plans I really like. Maybe you pare it down to 4 or 5, and then a vision plan or 2.
Yeah. So everything's available in there, but we would rarely show that to the client.
Right.
Hopping back over, just to show some of the detail. Plan grids, of course, will show a lot more detail, and our spreadsheets that I'm going to show you will show more detail. But you can see the metallic level down here. This will show you an SBC, and that'll be on the output. And you'll see that here in just a moment. Just some details. We can put together custom spreadsheets, and we can have it ordered however we want. This is kind of the top half of it. I'm going to show you the bottom half here in just a minute. But on this particular one, this test group, I said that they were a virgin group. I want to show them something from several different carriers, and puts the plan design, and then scrolling down, the rates all up next to each other. So it makes a 5-man group look like a 500-man group as far as how they're being presented some benefit options. So that's kind of a neat way to look at it. And then as I slide over to the final output tab, I get to design how this spreadsheet's going to look. So each of these blue check marks is going to be a tab on my spreadsheet. We of course want a cover page, and you'll see these tabs here in just a moment. But I can again make my choices as to, do I want to age or composite, and how do I want these to look? And so the first page of this, you see these down here. These are the tabs that were those blue check marks. So it talks a little bit about the group, the agency. Flipping over to the next one, you get a little bit more about the group and their SIC code and the effective date that we've quoted. The census that we've input, so we can make sure that that they know they're all accounted for there. And then I told you there's a couple different ways that we can view the plans. These row by row plans can show a bunch of different carriers and a bunch of different plans, really just bare bones with the information, deductible, coinsurance, out of pocket, things like that, total monthly premiums. This is really just to get a snapshot at a glance. When we really want to put these side by side, they're going to look more like this. We have a lot of choices even when we set them up this way. You've got your plan designs. Here I've put a census rating here, so you'll have all the people in here. I can do it by age rates with actual age tables. So just however you're wanting to show this to the group. But at this point, we would say these look great, but I think this group might benefit from something underwritten. And every carrier has their different requirements in different states, thresholds for needing individual medical questionnaires, and that leads us really to our next initiative here, and this is our U benefit system. Matt, did you want to mention something about this before I go?
Yeah, I'll recap what you just showed. So that rating system obviously is what we'll start to begin to introduce to you ASAP. We're early enough in the year that we're trying to get prepared, obviously, for next fourth quarter when things get crazy again, and we've got hundreds of proposals to fill. You've got renewals coming in, you're scrambling to get rates. That rating system that Drew just showed you will really help you keep organized in your particular market. And we intend to have both the ACA rates in there for the 2 to 50 business, as well as the base rates for level funding, dental, vision, and possibly some life tables as well. Once you determine, hey, our group would like to go through the pre-screen process and or apply for a level funded contract, then it moves from Drew's team over to the new business team. Those of you that have worked with Rogers know that we do a lot of work related to pre-screening, working with underwriting from the various carriers to get you final rates. We used to work with a couple programs called Easy Apps and FormFire, which simply populated insurance forms, enabling us to go to underwriting. We've taken that to another level with our U benefit system, which we'll show you here. It not only does pre-screening, but it also allows the group and the HR folks to work through HR on an ongoing basis. So it becomes the group's own HR tool, which can be customized to the group. So where you see the Rogers Benefit Group logo there in the upper left-hand corner, that could be your agency logo and or your group's logo. And we intend to help you build a portal. Again, the Rating Hub and this U Benefit are no cost to you as long as you're working with our office. We will help you set up your portal. We'll assist you with your group's portals and the pre-screening that Drew's going to touch on here, setting you up for success, whether you're marketing using the tool or whether you're marketing using another tool that you're using, but using our office for quotes and enrollment. We're open to helping you in whatever capacity we can to make you successful. The first part of this tool under the U Benefit Marketing tab there is your videos and your information to share with prospects and employers and employees related to enrollment and HR. So those are nice brochures for your agency, for your prospects, for your existing customers, And then we get into some of the learning tools and guides that Drew will touch on here that he gets involved in when he's working with some of you on pre-screens. So I'll turn it back over to you, Drew, there.
Thank you. Yeah, these videos, employee self-service, agency brochure, employer brochure, really nice marketing tools for you to use with your groups. Down here, kind of helps us navigate through this new system. You know, anytime you pick up a new system, it kind of can be overwhelming. Each of these PDFs is its own guide to help you through that process. Some of them also have videos, so it is a complete Ben Admin system. For this, I'm just going to kind of touch on what this pre-screen checklist walks us through to help us take groups to market. So what I do is I jump to this company page. If I've already entered them and let's say the renewal's coming up, we want to remarket it, they're going to already be in here. But if it's a new company, I'm going to add company. And a lot of agents ask me, well, what's the minimum you need for me to pre-screen this? Really, all I need from you is the name of the company and a census with a first and last name. And obviously, most censuses are going to have a lot more information than that. But with that minimal information, I can get this started and have sign-ins for the group to start doing their pre-screening so that we can really get this marketing process going. So if I've added a company, I can just put in a little bit of minimal data. I put in a group name, SIC code, and state. I can start with just that minimal information. What I'm going to do then, they've got a group in here. I would add the plan. It's medical. I change it to an underwriting status. And at that point, I determine what applications I want it to pre-fill. So depending on which state we're in, I like to just check them all so that if we change directions while we're marketing, we want to get you really everything that's available. This will populate these apps for us and ask the appropriate questions. You know, again, just like a Form Fire or Easy Apps will. As far as adding the census, I can do that through, again, these actions, and I can upload a census. If there's information in addition to what I really need to get this started, employment status, sex, date of birth, even down to addresses, the whole thing. It'll all be in there when they log in, minimally first and last name. So when I start one of these, I give you, the agent, two pieces of information back. One is just a spreadsheet with usernames and temporary passwords. It's good for you and or the HR guide within the group to help those that might need it. The other document is a PDF with individual pages for the employees themselves. So they're going to have a personalized page once I generate these logins for the group. See, I can reset passwords.
So Drew, what you would say, since you work both with Form Fire, Easy Apps, and this program, I think the rubber hits the road right here, where we find that it's much easier and we have less time spent on resetting passwords than we did with the two previous systems, simply because this is a much better user guide, if you will, that spells it out simply for the employees to log in. So I think what we found overall, correct me if I'm wrong, Drew, is that we have a much more successful initial enrollment for pre-screening purposes, and then ultimately leading to a simple final enrollment.
Right. Yep. This is where their experience starts, and they know it's their specific page. They know exactly where to go online, what their username and what their temporary password is, and of course it'll have them sign it so that all the information they put in is private. If they miss that, we can reset a password if necessary, but they've got their directions here. Again, one-page PDF. It's theirs that guides them through this, and they're done. Once they're done, and inevitably I have agents ask me the next day, a couple of days, where do we stand? Do we have any missing information? Or the group's
Right.
indicated to me that they think they're done. Are they in fact done? So I'll bring the group up here. And I've put in the main location. If there's other locations that we want to check, we can really make it very simple. But I'm looking at the medical plan, and then I'll run a spreadsheet, and it looks something like this. You'll get a report that'll have all the employees. On this one, everybody's finished except for this one guy here. So then you can go back and say, hey, this employee did not do it yet. So they know exactly where to go. It also will give you information like they've logged in but not finished. Really kind of detailed what plan they have or what tier they would be in. They've put in a spouse and children and so forth. So that's the output. Once it's totally full, then it'll generate this zip drive for me. And look at that, I've got completed applications that are ready to go off to the carriers. So then we do our normal marketing route.
So these apps are complete. We go to the level funded carrier underwriters with these files. If there's any particular carrier in any given market that we don't work with, for example, Anthem in Missouri possibly, we would give you these questionnaires to take to them through your rep. So we do cover the entire market. Whichever carriers are applicable, we fill those apps out. They're in our system. They're ready to be marketed. Typically then when we get that back from the carrier, you and your sales rep make a final decision on which carrier they want to go with, and we simply install the case for you. If it's United, for example, we install it in the SAM system for you, and within 24 to 48 hours, you have a policy number. And since the information received, because it was an electronic enrollment, the carriers and the underwriters love getting files this way because everything is there. Everything's complete. So we find this to be successful. For our January 1 sales, 75% of our new membership for this January 1, Drew, came from level funded plans. So this program is important for 2021, 2022. Organizing our groups this way, helping our brokers organize our groups this way makes a lot of sense. So that's why we're obviously heading this direction. Back to the portal,
surprise me.
We'll custom. Right. Yeah, I know. You were a big part of it. But back to the portal, I wanted to just mention to the agents, we will set you up with your own portal. So it won't be RBG Midwest. It would be, abcagency.com, whatever you call yourself. We will set you up with your own portal that you can work through. And again, like Drew mentioned, happy to help you with one-on-ones to make sure you know how to use your portal, how to market to groups, and then, of course, making sure that you understand how the Rating Hub helps you and your groups, particularly in that 2 to 50 space. So again, if there's any questions, feel free to reach out to me, Matt Maris, or Drew Hebden, and we will answer those questions, or simply get in touch with your Rogers Benefit Group sales rep, and we'll loop in for a conference call or another go-to meeting or Zoom meeting, and we'd be happy to help you. So again, thank you, Drew, and thank you all for joining today. Appreciate it.
You bet.